me so long getting back to my right mind. I don't wanna be on the ground when the time flies. Had so many friends go, I wonder when it's my time. I live every day like I'll die by the nighttime. It took me so long getting back to my right mind. 5 days straight, no rest, oh well. I don't need no scale. I've been on my, I don't need no help. Always getting money, rains, no sleep. Every day I work my thumb. I don't get to take off. A hater get up. I'm ready like lift off. I never been nowhere, but I'm ready to stay gone. Nothing ever lasts long. I'm always beating the odds. Taking all these trips, I had to go and get a passport. I'm just trying to live. I don't know what the mad for. I just signed a deal and got a really big bag for it. Still at your mama crib and getting money, you gotta ask for it. Tired of complaining, I gotta big change my situation. Looking at the view outside, I thought I would never make it. Every day they take, but that don't stop the money making. If you want it, go and take it. Ain't no point in hesitating. I don't wanna be on the ground when the time flies. Had so many friends go, I wonder when it's my time. I live every day like I'll die.
Hey, everybody, it's the coach. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, we've got a good one between the Buffalo Bills and the Oakland Raiders. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Oakland, California. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Buffalo Bills and the Oakland Raiders. Hi again, everyone. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, back-to-back wins to begin the campaign.
Yeah, you don't want to get too excited. There's still a lot of season to go, but they've come out playing good fundamental football, and that might carry them a long way.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Bills, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
And I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. Fairly short kick, taken at the 14 here. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
And what's a quarterback's best friend?
Balance?
I think you're right. I agree with you. You know, a lot of guys would say great receiver, right? A terrific offensive line. But I agree with you, balance, because if you can run the ball effectively, that just...
He's got the lane, and there he goes. The 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. A great effort there. His second touchdown on the season as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
You know, as a head coach, you can't hide everything from your team. They know that people think that they're not supposed to be on the field with them. So they designed a heck of a game plan, didn't they? Nice pass start, get out after them, and maybe let everyone know that they're here to compete.
And get this home crowd behind them early as well.
Yeah, that's a huge part of it, isn't it? Because if you can get the home crowd involved, sometimes you can ride that wave, and that gives you a little added pep.
Extra point by McCrane, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. This fielded at the 2. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. From the gun, it's Allen. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, Hey, we got everybody cut. Oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs.
Gotta like what we're seeing from him so far in this game. This is the third game of the season, and he's already accumulated an AFC Offensive Player of the Week award in this young year.
Yeah, week 2 was his. The announcement came Wednesday that he got that award. A run on first down, but it's not going to get him much. Maybe a yard, and that's all. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
56.
On 2nd and 9, Allen, and they will take over at the 26-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
On first down, it's Sherman. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. The defensive line made pretty easy work of the offensive line that time.
And people get tired of the cliche that the battle is won in the trenches. But it's a cliche because it's true. And how about the battle right there? One on the edge, and the ball carrier did not benefit.
That second down play nets a -4. An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. And he's able to find Diggs. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. 55 yards. We know he's good at catching the football, but then after the catch, he's got escapability.
Not only that, he's got some toughness as well because you know he's coached very hard to make sure he battles through, breaks tackles, and then they finish with, but don't fumble the football.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Out to his left. He'll run it. He'll have a first down inside the 10.
Let's go, buddy. 60 outlaw. Pick it up. Get it.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. He gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
Here we go.
2nd and goal from inside the 5. 2nd and 4. And it's caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. David Moore, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Well, they have to be loving this start to the first quarter.
Well, the way that they're going, I mean, you're talking about 2 touchdown drives already. They feel very confident and feel like they have all the answers in this game. They're 1 point away from going up 14-0. Maybe they press the advantage and go for 2.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Back onto the field now comes the Bills offense. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 15 yards that time, and a Buffalo first.
They really love to get him into one-on-one opportunities, and this is one way. Work him out of the slot and create a mismatch. Who's going to cover him? Corner, safety, linebacker? He's got a way to beat all of those positions.
And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams. And he'll get it down here to the 43. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. They stick to the ground game on first down. It's Williams. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. A look there at how the Raiders will start defensively into this game. They're ranked number 22 in the NFL against the pass, Charles.
And those are the kind of plays that this unit needs to make, because they know that going against a team of this magnitude and the way that they're playing, they cannot afford to let them get on a roll early. Chip away at their timing.
From the 41, Allen. He'll get this out to Lynch, complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 15-yard line.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Operating from the red zone now, Allen. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. A few issues here on the offensive line. Apparently, he got sacked 5 times last week. They got to him here in the first quarter.
And I would think that running the ball would be paramount here, because it's a different team they're facing, but they watch the film as well. So they'll take many of those same principles and try and apply them in this game to see if they fixed what was wrong with them in the last game.
A good pick up there of 20 yards. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. They'll try and run. This is Williams. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. On 2nd and goal, standing alone in the backfield is Williams. They'll give it to him up the middle. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Buffalo. A great play there. His 6th touchdown of the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. On that sideline, they're saying that was more like it. The first down run went backwards, that time into the end zone.
And I like their little bit of courage in play calling, too. Because after an unsuccessful run, especially one where you lose yardage, you oftentimes go right to throwing the football. They came right back with a running play, and it paid off handsomely.
Delay of game, offense.
Yeah, that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5. No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I have no idea how many yards I have. Right. Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Back to throw here. And the catch made by Johnson. And Johnson lost the football. It's loose, poked out. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore. Or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. That one good for 26 and a first down.
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We take a win.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, we've seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half, unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like he can win every battle.
And he comes back with one complete. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. The Bills passing game, getting them down the field. They've got another first down.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a first down.
A loss of 2 there, second down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Allen now on 3rd and goal. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. It's the fullback. His first touchdown of the new season. As they are an extra point away now from tying this football game.
I feel like I'm back in school. What was that book, you know? It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. This has been a tale of two quarters so far. They trail 14-0 after one. How about the rally we've been watching?
Yeah, a couple of touchdowns. P8's here to tie it up. This is a good ball game all of a sudden. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So out come the Raiders. And that 14-0 lead to begin the ball game, well, that's gone now. Time to regroup.
I think even up 2 touchdowns, they knew this wasn't going to be a walk in the park, and I think that's why we would see the head coach going up and down the sidelines telling his team, let's stay with it, let's keep going. It's almost like he knew they were going to make their run at him, and they have. As you said, let's see if they can regroup and get going again.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Now back to throw. He'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
It's now 3rd and 7. Hey.
They'll set up a throw. Steps away. He can run for it, and he will. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a
because the mindset is getting a 3-and-out there, and they don't get it done. They give up the scramble and a pickup for a first down.
They'll run on first down. It's Howell. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Nice job there on the tackle, keep him to the short gain. And, of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort.
And part of the reason he got that award, because of plays like that. Not every play is spectacular. Not every play is for a loss. Make the plays that are in front of you, keep it to short gains, and you pile up statistics.
2nd and 9 now. Quick slant, caught by Moore. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first. He'll drop to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. They'll look to throw. It's complete to Diggs. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime.
Stop your running. 22-jet bomber. 22-jet bomber. Get it.
Back to throw. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Raiders have taken the lead.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front. And now, see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this 2nd quarter. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Here comes Josh Allen and the Bills offense back onto the field. He's had a solid start to this game, but bottom line is they're losing, so he doesn't care about his stats. He just wants to right the ship on the scoreboard.
He wants to actually increase his stats because he feels like if he does, that means things will get better for his team, maybe get them back into the ball game or into the lead. In these situations, I remember playing with a quarterback once where he actually ran out onto the field first ahead of everyone else just to say, guys, let's go. Try and create that energy, create that spark. part.
Well, so far he has 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He'll be looking for that 2nd touchdown now. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards there, and the Bills have a first down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
That's complete. He's got Lynch out of the backfield. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. It's a pickup of 17 on that one, and a Bills first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Here's Allen looking downfield for Jones. And this is caught. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
These two teams in this first half, it's been fun. Back and forth, back and forth. Well, it's not fun for the defensive coordinators, but offensive coordinators are enjoying it.
Yeah, they're having streaks here, aren't they? Being able to put scores together and really bunch them up, and we have a tight game here. You know, we often talk about having the right shoes for the right turf. Today it's track shoes. That's what we've seen with these offenses.
Yeah, it's been an absolute track meet so far and fun to watch. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a time ball game here heading to break. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. And welcome in everybody to our EA Sports halftime report. Time for a look around the NFL here in Week 3 of the new year. We'll start down in South Florida. Chicagoans happy with the schedule makers this year as they get a visit to Miami. And as they approach halftime, it's the Bears who are out in front. The Bears trying to finish that one off and claim victory. From there, we head to the Big Easy. Check on the Saints at home in the Superdome. And they have the lead over the visiting Redskins at halftime. The Saints looking to sew that one up, and they look to be in pretty good shape. Lastly, we head to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. Check on the Patriots. And they were winners in their ball game as they were able to handle the visiting New York Jets. Andrew Luck, 3 touchdown passes as his guys stay unbeaten on the year. Meanwhile, in our game, no shortage of offense as each team.
And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. This is taken at the 3. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Out come the Bills now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You've got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
Allen now 13 of 15 passing. That's good for 87%. It's 1st and 10. Now a throw downfield is taken in by his running back. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 12 yards that time, and a Bills first down. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Throwing is Allen on third. And that is incomplete.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9. So they're going for it, and here's Allen. And that is caught. He's got his running back downfield. Give him 22 yards, and that's also where they snapped it from, the 22. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. On 2nd and goal, standing alone in the backfield is Williams. He'll get it up the middle. And he takes it in across the chalk for a Bills touchdown. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year, as his guys are able to regain the lead. Now, let's not forget that was all set up by the 4th down conversion earlier in the drive.
Would have been a complete letdown if the drive doesn't culminate this way, wouldn't it? If you're going to go for it on 4th down, your intention is to make sure you get a touchdown out of the drive, and that's exactly what they did. Converted, and then converted a 2nd time for 6.
Point after here coming up. And it's good. That makes it a 28-21 game. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it.
And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line.
Well, that was an interesting little chess match there because the offense went empty set. No running backs in the backfield, so they're trying to get people out into a route pretty quickly. But guess what? The defense sees that. They go ahead and move themselves into a blitzing situation and come right after the quarterback. They had more guys there than they could block.
21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Play action. Now it's Allen. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. and reading your keys. You always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? That sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Now they will try again on second down. Over the middle, complete. It's Ellis. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 20-yard line. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. They run it again with Williams. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop him. They'll run for it with Lynch. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1. They try again with Lynch. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and goal. So a little extra time to ponder this 3rd and goal as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And again they stuff him. A loss last time, and this time hitting him for no gain. Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what, right?
Yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. And I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
Allen going to go on 4th down. It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. And he will be brought down well shy of the goal line. Williams stopped up short of the goal line on 4th down. And the Raiders hang tough down near the goal line. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And Diggs has it. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. Solid gain of 18 and a Raider 1st down. Back to throw now on 1st down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Howell. They'll give him 8 on the play, and that'll make this a 2nd down. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. 2nd and 2. For the catch made by Johnson. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. On the move to his left. Now he'll pull it down. And he's got a 1st down and then some at midfield. And he'll get this down to the 39-yard line. Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards.
All right, partner, I'm a defender, but I've got to express my admiration there. Moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself, he goes and gets the 1st down. I've got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want your guy taking shots, your quarterback, but it's winning time here. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I'm coming back. I'm coming back.
Well, this has been a pretty sizable drive. They've had some success. Finally, the defensive coordinator found some success of his own.
I think he just simply said enough of that. Okay, they've moved the ball well. We need to force the issue from our end, and that's exactly what he did.
The throw over the middle taken in. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he lost the football. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one goes for 30 yards. Charles, you talk so much about quick change plays. There's one right there. You get the turnover and boom, hit him with a big one.
And defenses plan for this all the time. They work on it in practice. But in the middle of the game, when that quick change takes place, oftentimes guys aren't as focused as they need to be.
The throw down the field caught by his running back. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Good yardage after the catch as that play good for 30 and a first. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Allen going to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Now, he's been a busy man out of the backfield. They've looked his way quite a bit so far in this game.
Nice job there defensively, though, adjusting, because a couple of his earlier catches, he was wide open. Not that time.
You mentioned the key word, adjustment. A better cover man on him now in space.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
Check cross, check cross. 56, 56. Check 13.
Now a man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Williams. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 12 yards that time, and a Bills 1st down.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. Williams. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. A 12-yard touchdown run. And the Bills will add on to their lead.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
The point after is good, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The drive summary that time, 5 plays, and it was capped off by a 12-yard touchdown run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. And the passing game, I mean, look at the numbers. It's fallen off. When a team is struggling, sometimes you look at the quarterback. When the quarterback starts to struggle, who goes over and picks him up?
Yeah, that's always a big one, isn't it? Usually there's a quarterback whisperer somewhere. And what I mean by that is whether it's an assistant coach, whether it's one of his best friends on the team, someone that can get in his ear, get with him and say, all right, my man, what do you need? What's going on here? So there's one person he can lean on. He's going to have to lean on that guy right now.
A nice run on first down gets him 6 yards to the 31. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. He finds his man Johnson. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Looking to throw.
That was a route.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And we've reached the 1-minute mark in this game. They'll set up the throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first, but at least it's 4th down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They'll look to throw, and this is intercepted, and that should do it. He's picked off at his own 46, and they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. Well, both defenses have had their struggles, but they've been good enough to get them this lead, and another nice play there to help preserve the lead.
It's been a game of punch-counter-punch, hasn't it? All throughout. But this time, the big swing was taken, and it didn't land. Nice play by them on defense.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run it with Williams. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. So they come up on 2nd down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop him with 27 seconds showing on the clock. On 1st down, Williams. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Williams. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. So it's a victory here for the Buffalo Bills. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second-half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the 2nd half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for Buffalo, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Oakland, they too will exit with a 2-1 record. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Heinz Field to take on the Steelers. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin.